I have shubarued here to tell you about the Japanese slang term shubaru, which means that something appears quite quickly, usually out of nowhere. So you can use this verb to talk about anything, like this person here is using it to note that some predictive text is appearing within some educational materials that they're making, suddenly but without warning. And here you can see somebody talking about how they were trying to charge their phone in a building and a security guard just shubarued out of nowhere and criticized them for it. But traditionally, and I'd still say mainly, shubaru is specifically used to refer to one or more otaku coming out of nowhere to give their unwanted opinions on a topic that is being discussed. This is so linked to this verb that, for instance, in this definition from Weblio, you can see otaku specifically being mentioned as part of the people that shubaru. Here's a case in point from somebody talking about how, quote, virgins shubaru any discussion of genital size. And indeed, I found this word in the wild because I was looking up data for the pikiru video I did a while back, a verb that means to be angry. And I came across this data, which I decided to save for this video. And here you can see again the annoying people coming to comment meaning being there, as the context here is that somebody posted an anti-AI art tweet and a lot of people jumped on them for it. But then that got noticed by people that were not Japanese, who then jumped on the people that were jumping on the original posters. So the person that is quote tweeting it is narrating this entire event, noting how it started with a okimochi hyogen, which is a term I've covered, but just refers to unsolicited opinions posted online. Then generative AI users, pikiru, get angry, and then shubaru, so again, coming from nowhere suddenly to comment on something, and then overseas people get confused. And that's where we are now. So meaning-wise, that's basically it. Shubaru means to appear and is sometimes used with a sense of contempt towards those who appear, but the history of this is a bit tricky. Generally speaking, if you look up discussions of shubaru in the Japanese internet, they will state that it came from the 2chan forum Nanje, which we've talked about a bunch on the channel, but for a crash course for those who are new, this is ostensibly a baseball-themed forum, but has a history of language play and come up with a lot of language-related stuff that has nothing to do with baseball at all. The story goes that people on this forum started using shubabababa as a onomatopoeia for the sound of something appearing quickly, and specifically they did it in a copy-pasta style post where somebody would post a post with a title that has I say this thing, which is bait, and then these people get upset about it and shubababa to this post. According to the Nanje wiki itself, this is the first ever post to do this from 2015. And you can see it start with the person saying, Meiji University is great, isn't it? And then people that they call gakurekichu, or like people who are annoyingly obsessed with educational records, shubababa to the poster, and they even describe this as like the sound of people rushing to them. And at least by 2017, we can see clear uses of this version of shubaru on Twitter. So yeah, look, I mean, 2chan predating Twitter use is not anything surprising. But I don't think this is the whole story. And before people from Nanje come and shubaru to me here to say that I'm calling them a liar, I'm not. I'm just saying that details have been left out, as shubaru was unquestionably in use by the Japanese internet before 2015. For instance, here's a post from 2014 of an elephant attacking a T-Rex that is titled using the verb shubaru. But this might be a slightly different shubaru, because according to this website, the image you're looking at actually existed since 2009, although the earliest version I can find of it is on a Nico Nico video from 2011. And at this time, it was asserted that the shubababa sound and the verb shubaru coming from it were not meant to appear suddenly, but to suddenly attack. It's the sound of suddenly attacking with your trunk, I guess. We all know what that sounds like, and it sounds exactly like shubababa. But here's the thing. When it comes to language, there's what the person who first uses something intends, and there's what everyone else does. Because by 2010, you can find shuba being used with cowmoji like you see here, and while I guess some of those could be punchy, a lot of them just seem to be running. So it's quite possible that by this early date, some people just assumed that the sound was for the elephant like appearing suddenly and attacking, and then just went to mean appearing. Appearing quickly and attacking does kind of link to the shubaru we've seen, in that opinions can be attacking, especially from otaku. And like for some reason around 2011, 2012, shubababa became associated with like waking up. And here's someone in 2012 using shubababa with a cowmoji, noting that they have to live in a spiderweb-like world. Are they punching through it? Are they rushing through it? I'm not sure, but the meaning is ambiguous. And minimally, I can find a use of shubababa to hashiru by 2014. So, while I do think that this kind of language play on Nanje in 2015 or so led to the shubaru we all know and love now, you do love it, right? Even though it just appeared on your feed. It's very clear that the shubababa sound was extant before that, and it's very likely that what we saw on Nanjay in 2015 was a kind of buildup and an evolution from this suddenly attacking to suddenly appearing, with everyone just forgetting that we owe all of this, potentially, to a cute image of an elephant attacking a T-Rex, as elephants are wont to do. And so there you go, this otaku has shubarued onto your feed to comment on potential gaps in the Japanese internet's history of shubaru, in English of course, which will have no effect on anything.